Just saw the commercial for the Lima Symphony Orchestra on Saturday. We're going to learn more about it. Joining us today, of course, is Andrew Crust, the music director and conductor. And thanks for coming, Andrew.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so what's this concert going to be all about? What kind of things are we going to hear during this one?
This is one of the, I think, most accessible ones of the year. It's going to contain a lot of music that people know, so that's really exciting. Okay. The second half has a Spanish flavor, so let's maybe start there, and then we can talk about the first half.
All right.
We've got Ravel's very famous and very well-known piece, Bolero. And we have the Carmen suites from the great opera Carmen. And we can start there, written by a Frenchman, but you know, back in those days, they must have thought Spain was still pretty exotic. So they had a lot of stories about Spain. And this is a tragic opera. We won't have any singers. There's a suite that's been extracted from the opera that has all the tunes, many of them which you'll know, the habanera theme, the Le Toreador, all of these different things. But it's a story of Carmen, who was a seductive and beautiful woman, happened to be working at a cigarette rolling factory, and Don Jose, the soldier, falls in love with her, but she eventually loses interest and falls for a bullfighter, as you do, and Don Jose, in a jealous rage, murders her. It's a terribly tragic story, but has some of the greatest music of all time, which I think if people don't know that they know this music, they do. It's definitely worth coming to see it.
I love when that happens. They're like, oh, I don't know any music from the orchestra, and then you go and you're like, oh, I know this. And it's so really neat that the music tells the story, you know, that you were talking, and it's so very cool. All right, that was the second half, you said, right? So what's the first half?
And, you know, come for Bolero as well. It's one of the greatest known pieces. But the first half is, and I'll say as just a preamble, we have such great musicians in our orchestra. They're not, we have some wonderful local people. Some of them come from Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland, as far as St. Louis or West Virginia. They're all auditions. They're all incredible professionals. And so this time, we like to do this when we can. We're featuring one of our own musicians as a soloist. That's our principal clarinet, Greg Hamilton, on one of the greatest pieces by Mozart, in my opinion, the Mozart Clarinet Concerto. It's a 30-minute piece featuring that instrument, which doesn't always get the solo spotlight.
Right.
So we're just so thrilled to present one of our own. You can see him on screen now. He's such an incredible musician we've had with us for a number of years now.
All right, so it's cool to hear that solo and the sound of the clarinet, because sometimes you're just thinking only strings when it comes to the orchestra, and there you guys featuring one of the others.
That's right.
Yeah, very good. All right, so tickets on sale now, right? You guys are getting ready for the concert, and
this
Saturday
weekend it's going to be a popular one, so I'd get your tickets now. We're looking forward to seeing everyone there.
All right, very good. So you mentioned that this music is so familiar, and it's one of those good chances for people to come. I mean, I think I say it every time, just try the orchestra once. So this is maybe one where you'll feel comfortable, besides like the family concert. Try this out.
And no matter what your background is, you don't need to know anything about classical music to enjoy it. It's nice when you recognize some themes, which you will, but you can come as you are. You can come in your finest clothes or in your Crocs. So we don't care. It's a welcoming experience. We just want to share music with everybody, and I don't think people really understand just how good these musicians are.
Right.
And you know, every time we play, we've got 40 to 80 people on the stage making music in a way that's together and cohesive. It's amazing. Acoustic as well, not amplified.
Yeah, and we're blessed to have an orchestra. Not every community has an orchestra to be able to enjoy.
Not.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of familiar, if you go to the library then Saturday morning, kids and whoever brings the kids will be familiar with some of the music you'll be playing, right?
That's right. We always do our mornings with the maestro when I'm around, and it's a great way to get the kids up close and personal with the music. It's interactive, all ages. We even get grandparents that come and don't even bring their grandkids. This time is about movie music, and it's featuring a brass quintet, so we'll hear all kinds of music from the silver screen.
All right, fun stuff. Thank you very much for coming today. Tell us about it. All right, don't go away. New Edition continues in a moment.